Hello, welcome to Super Lorcana World. Today I want to talk about the starter decks. I'm going to give you my view on these starter decks as a professional card player, someone who makes money playing card games. I'm technically that, so I want to give you guys my opinion on these starter decks. Which one I think is the best, what cards of these starter decks are really good, and what the strategies are, and all that fun stuff. You may have seen these already on the internet, and if so, that's great, but I'm going to explain to you why these decks work the way they do, and kind of maybe give you some insight on how to play them. If you guys enjoy this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. We're a new channel, offering new Lorcana content. We want to do all that fun stuff. So we have here the Sapphire Steel starter deck first. We're going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what's going on here. Alright, perfect. So we have 3 copies of Hook, which is your 1-drop Challenger +2, which is good. You won't really use lore. Flounders, a 1-drop 2/2 is good. Fire the Cannons does 2 damage. Shock is nice. Develop Your Brain, I love this card a lot. This card is a Sleight of Mind for Magic. The top 2 cards of your deck, put one in your hand, one on the bottom. Card's really good. Goons is a 1 for 2, it's a Flounder. Magic Golden Flower, you banish the item to remove the 3 damage to your character. It's whatever. I'm not a super huge fan of the healing cards in this game. They seem kind of unnecessary to me. But, that's fine. Whatever. Unless it's like a healing card that stays on the board and does things continuously, which we'll get to. 1 jump ahead I like. You put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down. Exerted is good mana ramp. Clang, banish the item to make a character not challenge. It's okay. Coconut Basket, I love this card. When you play a character, it's an item, you may remove up to 2 damage from chosen character. So this is something that I mentioned before. Like something like Magic Golden Flower kind of sucks. But Coconut Basket here is good. It's continuous. It's great. And then you have Aurora, the 2-drop for 2/2 for 2 here. The Challenger Eric, 2 for a Challenger 2 is cool. A little bit more defensive than Captain Hook. That's the only difference. Got Grandma Tala here. I'll be with you, she says. As when this character is banished, put in your inkwell. I like this card. This is a cool card. Because you can be used as ink. It can be. But you can just put it on the board and your opponent has to deal with it. Eventually. Which is good. You got Ransack here. Draw 2, -2. Discard 2. Technically, it's a -1 for card advantage. So be careful with that. Because you have to play the card. That's a used up card. So you're 1 less card before you even starting. Just something to keep in mind. Not something I'd probably play, but it's not bad. Kristoff here is a 3-drop for 2 lore. Is cool. 3/3. Oops. There we go. Now I'm figuring this out now. We got the Hercules here, the Bodyguard. That's the Bodyguard card. Mickey Mouse, when you play it, you put the top card into your inkwell. That's nice. Jasmine's, it's just a 3-drop. 2 Smash does 3 damage to a character. Not bad. It's like a better firing the whatevers, the cannons. Yeah. We have Maleficent here. We all know Maleficent already. Aurora. Aurora's not terrible. It's 4 for a 2/5. When you play this character, chosen character gets +2 for the turn. It lets you make an offensive push. Not terrible. You got Aurora. Aurora's broken. Aurora's insane. For those who don't remember, it's shift 3 on an Aurora. Your other characters gain ward. Ward is broken. Ward is basically hexproof. They cannot be targeted except by challenge. It's a good card. It's a good card. We have the Beast. When you play it, banish an item. It's fine. Grab your sword to deal 2 damage to each opposing character. It's like a small board wipe. If your opponent is playing a cheap aggro strategy, grab your sword will break them. If not, then it's kind of like whatever. Maleficent's 5 for 3 lore here. Simba is 5 for 2 lore. But during your turn, if this character banishes another character by challenge, you gain a lore. Not the worst card in the world. Not the best card. I like Scar still. When you play this character, give something -5. That's attack. That's pretty good. Mufasa 6 for 4, 6 for 3s. Kind of. That's okay. It's good. I guess it's vanilla. Simba Challenger 4, Pounce Evasive is good. And last is Maui. It's an 8 for 3 lore. Here's the thing with this deck, right? I choke over myself. Oh my god. This is a mana ramp deck. That's what this deck is. You're using cards like the Mickey Mouse and the freaking 1 jump ahead and the Grandma Tala to get yourself more ink than you would normally be allowed to get as the game progresses. This lets you go into your big bodies like your Mufasa, your Simba, and your Maui a lot quicker. So if you can ramp into it really quickly, you're going to give your opponent problems with this deck. If not, though, then that's kind of whatever. So this deck is a little slower, obviously, but if you can like ramp like turn 2, turn 3, like all sorts of crazy stuff, you might do some serious damage to your opponent. So you got to play this deck like you're thinking about a ramp deck. You're trying to ramp. How do I get the most ink in my inkwell? That's the answer. This deck is okay, not bad. Next up, I want to talk about the starter deck for the Amber and the Amethyst. This is a very interesting deck, and I'll explain why. But it's got some cool cards. It's got like Olaf, it's got the Camouflage of Ace of Pascal, Dinglehopper once per turn for damage, Cheap Stitch. Hey Hey is a cool card, has the support. When you quest, add its power to whatever. That's nice. Control your type. Control the character gets -2. That's turn is fine. This deck has the Magic Broom. The Magic Broom. It does not have the. It has the Mickey Mouse. It has one copy of the Mickey Mouse. You'll need to buy multiple starter decks if you want to play Broom Turbo. But Magic Broom, when you play this character, shuffle a card from any discard into the player's deck. I mentioned this when the card was revealed a long time ago, so I'll say it again. It's been a while. If strategies become popular that require you taking your cards out of your discard pile, something like Magic Room could be really good. Anyway, Minnie Mouse here is a princess. You got Yzma. When this character quests on the top card of your deck, put it at the top or bottom. It's okay. Philificer here is a 204 challenge. It's okay. Be Our Guest. Look at the top 4 cards. Reveal a character there. Put in your hand. Put the rest at the bottom. It's okay. It's a song. Songs are crazy in this game. Don't forget. I got the Wardrobe. You got Part of Your World. Return a character card from discard to hand. Again, something the Magic Room could be annoying with. Mickey Mouse 3 for 3, 3 for 2. You got Maximus. When you play another character, only character gets 2. That's okay. Maleficent, when you play this character, draw a card. Cost 3 to play, replaces itself. Not terrible. It's decent value. Friends on the other side, draw 2 cards. Don't forget, this card is broken because this card is Pot of Greed, because you can play it for free. For those of you that do not know, Pot of Greed lets you draw 2 cards from your deck with seemingly no cost. And I do not count tapping a 3 cost or more character as a cost. Card's crazy. Rafiki has Rush. Alright. The Mickey Mouse that animates brooms. Pay one less to play brooms. When one of your brooms is banished, return that card to your hand. Pretty good card. You have the Hades. We don't play the really like crazy top-end Hades in this deck. But like when you play this character, return a character card, discard a hand. It's recursion. There's a lot of recursion in this deck. Ariel, the voiceless, can't sing songs. It's weird, but whatever. Jafar is a 4-drop for 2/5, challenger +3. It's offensive. It's an aggressive card. Jet Sam has evasive, and Float Sam gains evasive. There's Float Sam over here. Rush, character's named Jet Sam, gain Rush. It's a combo. That's what it is. Hakuna Matata is a song. Remove the 3 damage counter from your characters. Is not terrible. Cinderella counts as 5 for songs. A Wonderful Dream. Remove the 3 damage for chosen characters. Okay. Got Moana. Moana, this card's crazy. This card's insane. For 5-drop, 1/6. Whenever this character quests, you may ready another princess, your other princess characters. They can't quest, but who cares? They can attack, they can challenge, they can be tapped for songs. Card is insane. Saven's a 6 for 5/7, 1-drop, 1. And finally, the big boss, a Dr. Facilier. It's shift 5, quests for 3, and then you return a card to your hand if something is banished in a challenge. Not a bad card. This deck is all about recursion. It's all about getting your resources back into your hand and constantly applying pressure because your cards aren't really permanently dying because you're able to recur them. So it's definitely kind of mid-range. You know what I mean? It's not an aggro deck by any sense of imagination. It's just recursion, resource recursion. Resource recursion is too. Lets you do some nasty combos, especially with Moana and songs. You know what I mean? So, honestly, cool deck. But I think my favorite deck, I think the deck that has the highest potential in a starter deck format goes to the Emerald Ruby deck. I do think this deck, out of the 3, might be the best. It's either this one or the Amber Amethyst one we just saw. And I'll explain to you as we go there why this deck, in my opinion, is so crazy. So we start with Sergeant Tibbs, 1/2/2/1 is a flounder. Got a Duke of Westleton, 1/2/2 for 1. Stampede, a 1-drop, deal 2 damage, is fine. Vicious Betrayal, something that's +2 for a villain that's chosen, get +3. It's Giant Growth. That's what it is. He got a sword. Chosen characters get +2 this turn. That card's okay. You got a Shield of Virtue. You tap and pay 3. Ready chosen character. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. It's an item. You can do this once per turn. It's a good card. Cruella, we all know Cruella when it's banished. You can return chosen character to hand. Is pretty good. Aladdin has Ward. Donald Duck is okay. Stolen Scimitar has Slash. Aladdin gets +2 to tap, or another character gets +1. Not too bad. You got Megara, Wonder Boy ability. It's a new card. When you play this character, chosen character is +2 for the turn. Nice buffing. LeFou. You got the Fan the Flames. When you play this character, ready chosen character. They can't quest. I think we're seeing a theme here. I think we are. Mickey Mouse is your standard Mickey Mouse. Iago, got a problem. Exert the chosen character gains Reckless, which means they can't quest and must challenge, if able, during the next turn. Really good against cards that are really good at questing, but not so good at attacking. There's quite a few of those in the game already. Then we got Peter Pan has Evasive. We got Aladdin Improvise. When you play this character, each opponent loses a lore. Each opponent. Good at multiplayer. Mother Knows Best. A Song for 3. Return chosen character to the player's hand. Bounces cards for 3. Or free. That's crazy. If your character has a lot of damage on it, you can bounce it back to the hand and heal it. Alternatively, you can bounce your opponent's big card to the back of their hand. That could be annoying. Got Jasper here, Puppy Napping. When this character quests, chosen opponent's character can't quest. Got Horus is vanilla, Scar is vanilla, Pongo has Evasive. Then we have Dragonfire, the 5-cost removal card. Crazy card. Mad Hatter, whenever this character is challenged, draw a card. This character will be challenged because he has 3 lore counters on it. So if your opponent challenges it, which they will, you get your draw, which is good. Steal from the Rich is an interesting card. It's an action. Whenever one of your characters quests this turn, each opponent loses a lore. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know. But I believe this card stacks. So, like, what I mean by... Okay, well, yeah, it stacks. If you play multiple copies, you have the yellow effect. But if you play this and you quest with 3 characters, your opponent is losing 3 lore. Or each opponent is losing 3 lore. Nutty card. I got Captain, 5 for 6/5. Rapunzel, we play this, each opponent loses a lore. Now, Aladdin has Shift. And this is the card that during your turn, whenever this character banishes something by a challenge, you gain 2 lore, your opponent loses 2 lore. It's lifelink. And it shifts for 5, and we have a cheap Aladdin somewhere in this deck, your 2-drop Ward 1. Why I think this deck is the best, is because your deck has multiple ways to ready your characters and then battle your opposing characters after they quest, which is cool. You can do some crazy combos with that, which is nice. In addition to that, this is a lore steal deck or a lore drain deck. Your opponent will be working so hard to build their lore, and you're just going to come in here and steal their lore, and you're going to come in here and smash their big lore generating cards through challenges and battle with cards like Vicious Betrayal, and he's got a sword. That's what this deck is all about. It feels a lot like red green aggro in Magic, kind of. Let's not get too carried away here. Red green aggro in Magic can win games in like 4 turns. You know what I mean? It's not quite as oppressive as that, as aggressive as that, but it is, I think, the most aggressive of the 3 starter decks. And your opponent has to stay on their toes because you'll just steal their life away, or you'll blow up their cards with Dragonfires and stuff. Very good deck, in my opinion. I believe this is the best. And if you're playing multiplayer format, forget it. This deck is the best deck, for sure, in a multiplayer format. But that's it. I wanted to bring this to you because in Gen Con, the Star Deck challenges are coming soon. And I know that people will be holding Star Deck only tournaments soon. I'll be holding full set tournaments. But, people want to play Star Deck meta and all that. So, hope you enjoyed this guide. Hope you understand a little bit better what each of the decks are supposed to do. And let me know what you think about the comment section below. Let me know what you think is the best starter deck, because I think it's this one, but I could be wrong. Who knows? I'll see you guys later. Bye!